Hello everyone. So for today's video, I'd like to share with you 5 ways to feel better instantly. And by feeling better, I'm talking about your emotional, mental, and spiritual health. And may even tap into your physical health because really they're all connected. So if you feel like you've been having like a rough time lately, and you're seeing a doctor, or if you have yet to see a doctor and you're about to, because this video is not intended to diagnose or treat any underlying medical conditions, but what it is intended to do is to just give you that boost that you need. And hopefully you can also refer to these tips on the days where things feel a little funny. So let's get into it. So the first tip to feeling better instantly is to check your inputs. What are you watching? What are you listening to? So what I've found, like as a person who is super into the arts, so for me, music is a huge thing. But what I've found is that when I listen to songs that are just like sad love songs, or songs that are about like complaining about the way the world is, or just pretty much downer songs, that it impacted my mood. Like I in tune would also feel not so great. And one thing that I had to do, no matter how beautiful the melody was or how like awesome the instrumentation was, because I am, again, a music head, I had to like let that go. So I am very intentional about the music that I listen to. So I would highly advise that if you have been feeling like in not so great of a mood, if it's been like hard for you to feel optimistic about yourself or your situation, check your music. In the same vein, check the movies that you're watching. If you're watching movies about like horrid historical events all the time, or if you're watching like TV shows that are about like botched love stories, or things that are hardly love, but they call it love, like, you know what I'm talking about, like those reality TV shows, throw all those things away and just get into something that would uplift you. Like if you're gonna watch a love movie or a love story, make sure it's really about love, like there's like romanticism in it and not like, something janky. Or if you're gonna watch like a period piece, make sure you do it in moderation. So, all right, the next tip to feeling better is to eat good. So by eating good, I'm referring to incorporating lots of fruits and vegetables and water and herbs into your diet. And occasionally, like, I think that you should eat that meal that you love. If it's horrible for you and you're on some sort of strict dietary regimen, then can you find like the healthier alternative to that dish that you love? Can you like make it less greasy, less oily, or could you add some fresh greens to it? I found that when I don't feel so great, if I have some fruit, like I feel better. If I make a smoothie and I start my day off with a smoothie and then like with a cup of green tea, then, I'm off to a good start. So check your diet and make those additions, make those subtractions that you need to in order to start feeling better instantly. All right. Tip number 3 for feeling great. Now, this is my favorite tip of everything, of all the tips that I've listed today. And they're not in any particular order, but this one is prayer. So if you are feeling terrible, pray. Go and pray. Prayer is like counseling, except you're sitting with God. You're sitting at the feet of God, really, and you're able to convey your emotions. Now, I know that some people have different religious upbringings and backgrounds, and their approaches to prayer may be different. But in this video, I'm encouraging you to go to God honestly and tell him how you feel. Just get that out your chest. Like, even you could tell God how you feel about God. Like, God wants you to come to him in truth. God says that his people must seek him and speak to him in spirit and in truth. So you got to come with the truth. If you're having a rough time, you need somebody that you can share that with. And God is the best person ever to get all those emotions off your chest when you can't tell anyone around you about it. If you haven't booked your counseling or therapy session, or your therapy session is like 2 weeks away, or maybe you can't afford it, because honestly, therapy can cost. I would advise that you pray, and really prayer should be something you do every day, but especially if you're not feeling so great, Tell God how you feel, say why. You can say whatever you want, and then like ask God to just heal you and invite God to like heal your heart, heal your mind, and help you to see things in a better perspective. So make sure you're on that prayer, and that is a great tool to feel better. All right, and tip number 4 towards feeling better is to make sure that you're getting enough sleep. So for me, I know if I didn't sleep right, like I could wake up like feeling groggy and a little like angry at the world slightly, you know, but I check it. I'm like, oh, I didn't sleep that well yesterday. Oh, I slept later than I should have. I didn't get the correct amount of hours. Now, I personally still working on this part, but I know that in order for me to feel like a better version of myself and more productive and also just like kinder and calmer and nicer, I got to make sure that I'm getting enough sleep and that I'm resting well. So make sure you're getting your rest, the adequate amount of sleep, the adequate amount of rest levels you need in order to feel better. And tip number 5 to feeling better instantly is to get out into nature. So if you are like me and you grew up in Brooklyn, New York, maybe you weren't in like spaces that had that much access to nature, but I do think that Brooklyn has gotten a lot better now, because when you look outside your window, you should be able to see, or at least like see the top of some sort of tree or shrub. I would advise that you get outside, like get outside your house, get outside your apartment. If you're at work, get outside your work building and go for a walk. That will definitely help you to just feel better. Breathing in the fresh air, even if it's city air, you know, or if you are fortunate enough to live next to a park or an area with lots of trees that's like releasing tons of oxygen, get out there, go for a walk. You know, some places aren't that like walkable. You don't really have that much pavement, but if you could just circle your house or maybe just sit down, you know, and allow the sunlight to hit your face, to hit your skin, you will begin to feel instantly better. I don't know, it's kind of like the magic of nature. Like some people refer to sun as Dr. Sun and the air as Dr. Air. And if it's raining, just get you an umbrella, right? And just go for a walk. Because being outside of, you know, the indoor air and the indoor climate can just give you that refreshing and that booster that you need in order to get through the day and in order to have like a fresh perspective. So make sure that you are getting out into nature, especially when you feel yourself not feeling like your best self. All right, well, I hope these tips were helpful. Watch it again and find ways to implement it into your life in your own way, you know, and you can add to it. There's tons of other resources out there, and there's tons of other things that you can do to feel better instantly that don't require you to pay anybody any additional money, that doesn't require you to, you know, come out of yourself or do anything like extraordinarily different, but it does require that you at least try. So try these tips. Let me know what you think about them and let me know what works for you. I hope that, you know, you found this video helpful. Right? Take care.